Hey guys, my name is Kayla. I go by Kayla the Muse. I go by Kayla the Holistic Muse. And here in this video, well, on my channel, I'm here to spread knowledge and wisdom about holistic wellness. So you'll see me posting videos about mental health. You'll see me posting videos about spiritual alignment, and you'll also see me posting videos to get the body in alignment as well. So like plant-based foods, like I cook a lot of plant-based food. I have a cookbook, I have a cooking class, and I also have been doing psychic readings for people for the last 4 years. And so in my line of work, I've learned a lot about spirituality, and I've mastered my own gifts. And in doing so, there are some things that I want to explain to other people who are interested in getting more in tune with their intuition, things that I wish that I would have known before embarking on the journey of connecting to my intuition and doing this work as a psychic. So in this video, I'm going to be discussing a revelation that I had that I wish that, one, that I wish I had sooner, and two, that I wanted to share with you so you can avoid some of the mistakes that I made in my own journey of being connected to my intuition and just walking my own path of alignment and what that looked like for me. So recently I was having a discussion with a friend, and we were talking about how change is like really the only thing that's guaranteed here on earth, right? Even when we say like death is the only thing that's promised, well, death is really just a form of change, right? We change from one vessel to another in a sense. We change, we leave our human vessels, but our spirit lives on, you know? And so it's not really death, it's change. It's not really an ending, it's just a change, you know what I mean? And I really wanted to speak to that in relation to the fact that, here's the thing, like when I first started like doing my spiritual work and tapping into my own spirit, tapping into my own intuition, I did not understand that like the intuitive guidance you received from yourself was subject to change, just like how everything else is subject to change. I just thought that there was one path of highest alignment. And what I now understand to be true is that there are several different paths. It's several different paths, it's several different directions that you can go. And it's several different ways that things can play out, right? When you align your frequency, your vibration to a certain frequency, you are opening up a new, essentially a bunch of new channels, right? That your intuition are going to sound off and say, this is what's happening here, this is what's happening there. What I did not understand was that, one, there is really no universal truth. There are just beliefs. There are collective beliefs. I thought that there was just this one universal truth, and that like whenever I connected to my intuition, it was essentially God's way, right? The higher power way of connecting me to my path of highest alignment and of most, that would bring me the most fulfillment. What I didn't understand is that's only partially true. So yes, your intuition may, sometimes when you get intuitive hits, it could be from like the higher power, right? That's when you're getting intuitive hits that are in alignment with clarity and in alignment with, it's just your own truth at that moment. But other times you can get intuitive hits that are more so in alignment with fear and limitation and just more reflective on your past experiences, and not necessarily a reflection of your highest potential in a sense. So this is because the subconscious is so ingrained. So the subconscious and the intuition are like this. They're going hand in hand. The subconscious is like the program that programs the GPS, which is the intuition. You see what I'm saying? So the intuition is going to tell you which direction to go, but the subconscious mind is what's programming that. And so your subconscious mind has a lot of things in it. It has truth, right? It has connection to the infinite. has connection to source, but it also has a lot of your fears and insecurities and limitations that have been imposed on you by other people or that you're imposing on yourself. That's all kind of being stored there if you haven't done the work in order to decode what's in your subconscious mind and in order to reprogram your subconscious mind. And so I say this to say, like, you can feel what I didn't understand at the beginning of my journey that I want other people to understand is that there are times that your intuition can fail you. And this is specifically or most prominently prevalent when you have not yet done the work to reprogram your subconscious mind. I feel like on my journey, a lot of, like, I got to this point of where I was just, I'm only gonna trust my intuition. Let me just listen to my intuition. Let me just listen to my intuition. And I was making decisions more off of my intuition than I was logic. Like, I got to a point in my journey where that was my truth. And I felt like that was the best path for me to go, right? I'm like, okay, my intuition knows everything. My intuition is connected to infinite intelligence. How could it lead me wrong? But what I didn't understand is that your intuition is still connected to your subconscious mind. I really thought that the subconscious mind and the intuition were two separate entities. That's not true. So yes, like, you can have truth and clarity come, your own personal truth, right? That is relevant for you, which there is, like I said, there's no universal truths. There are only beliefs. You can have a belief, right? Or a truth for you that is most in alignment with where you are right now, and that your intuition could lead you toward that. But you could also have subconscious fears that are pushing your intuition, which is having you move in another direction too. You see what I'm saying? I hope that makes sense. And so it's very important to be able to discern if your intuition is coming from a place of clarity and, I guess, balance. You want to make sure it's coming from a place of clarity. You want to make sure it's coming from a place of joy and love versus coming from a place of fear and limitation and lack and scarcity. So I really think it's important to be able to discern, and I wish that I had known that some of my intuitive hits were driving me in a certain direction just to show me. So it was doing that just to show me what was in my subconscious mind. And this is how it worked. My intuition is telling me to make a move or to make a decision that logically doesn't make much sense. But I'm just like, I'm just going to trust my intuition. I'm not going to use logic. My intuition knows everything. So I'm making this decision, and then I'm looking at the circumstances that follow, and I'm like, what? But that's what showed me, okay, my reality is a direct reflection of what's happening in my subconscious mind. So I now understand that I have manifested this just in the means of I had these subconscious beliefs that are now in my physical reality, and now I'm doing the work. It forced me to do the work to reprogram my subconscious. So really, if you're doing this work, when you step into this world, you're going to end up reprogramming your subconscious mind either way. I personally would recommend you doing that work before you start even following your intuition for real. Because you can't really trust it. Your intuition is only as helpful as the foundation that it's built upon. And the foundation it's built upon is your subconscious programming. So if your subconscious programming is full of fear and scarcity and hardship, then your intuition is going to continue to push you in directions that allow that programming to continue to be reflected in your reality. You see what I'm saying? Now, when you start reprogramming your subconscious mind, putting things like love, putting things like just fulfillment, joy, peace, understanding that you're worthy of getting everything you desire, moving from a place of authenticity. So you want the path that's least resistant, that's most authentic, that's most fulfilling, that's full of love, that is full of joy and emotional fulfillment and growth, right? You start reprogramming your subconscious for that to be your reality. Your intuition is going to push you in that direction. I do feel like for me, I had done a little bit of that work, but not nearly enough to be trusting my intuition. Like, I think it takes a few years. I would say if we talk in numbers, I would say it could take a few years. If you're not, I would say, like, if you have time to just every single day devote hours to it, that's a different story. But if you kind of going day by day, 20, 30 minutes, maybe an hour a day doing this work, I feel like it'll take a few years. That's just what I feel. That was my experience. That may not be everyone else's experience too, though. As far as timelines, it's hard to put like timelines on things like that because everybody's path is unique. Everybody's path is very specific to them, what they need to experience. But that's what I would say, just off like giving it a guesstimate. And yeah, I really wanted to share that because I feel like if I knew that in the first place, my journey would have been a lot easier than it was. I feel like I made things a lot harder for myself because my subconscious programming was very routed to struggle. I had a tough upbringing and that was all I knew. Struggle, hardship, having to like work really hard and go through a lot of suffering to get lessons. That was all I knew. And I didn't understand that because I hadn't successfully reprogrammed my subconscious mind, I was just continuing to manifest out of that basic programming. So yeah, I'm asking for certain outcomes, I'm asking for certain things, but the means by which I obtained those things, the means by which I was being led by my intuition to obtain those things was through hardship and struggle, because at the end of the day, my foundation, which is my subconscious mind, it was programmed to hardship and struggle. You see what I'm saying? So that's really how it manifested for me. And I would really love if even one person watched this video and was able to offset that sort of experience for themselves. Like, I want you to know before you start trusting your intuition, and this is specifically like if you're new to pulling cards, because when you first start pulling cards, pulling oracle cards, pulling tarot cards, whatever, you are like, it's really essential for you to be pulling them every day and using your intuition to navigate what they're saying. And even it's fun to do little exercises like predicting what's gonna happen, like using the cards to say like, okay, what's my day gonna look like? And a good way to get acquainted with the cards and the energies and what comes up for you intuitively. But when you're doing things like that and you're just starting to connect with your intuition, I just want you to not neglect the part of reprogramming your subconscious mind, because it's like almost like skipping a step. You feel me? And it's like, yeah, it's cool to be tuned into your intuition, but if it's guiding you in a circle or down a rabbit hole, you know what I'm saying? Then it's best that you make sure the programming is straight before you start following that and really tapping into that. Because it ultimately can cause a lot more confusion and frustration than clarity. And I feel like I went a long time not understanding why my path had been so challenging, why I had to why I'd manifested all things I wanted, but I manifested them through so much hardship. Like, I don't consciously believe that you have to learn lessons through struggle every time you're learning a lesson. I think that some lessons can be learned through joy and through love, And it's like, if I consciously believe that, then why is my reality not reflecting that? Oh yeah, because my subconscious is not believing that. That's not a belief that's living within my subconscious. So I just have to be aware of that, and I want you all to be aware of that also, that you can't neglect the subconscious programming when you're doing the spiritual work, when you're doing the intuitive work. It never works. It doesn't work out for the best. Yeah, so that's what I have to say. As far as exercises that assist you in reprogramming your subconscious mind, I would say, so I would definitely say some good exercises for reprogramming your subconscious mind. Definitely affirmations. You can program, or you can select which area of life you want them to be most relevant to. So this could be love, this could be career, this could be academics, this could be money, this could be any relationship, this could be mental health, this could be physical health, wherever you want to bring balance or bring I want to say abundance to a certain area of your life, you can definitely use affirmations to do so. And it's just as simple as listing out, maybe I would say at least 10 affirmations, and just saying those daily with a lot of passion and emotion. I don't know if you guys have read not Outing Level. I don't know if you guys have read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, but he calls this auto suggestion, and it is important to do your affirmations with powerful emotion, feeling, and belief. That's what Napoleon Hill said in Think and Grow Rich, and I found this to be true as well. You'll definitely feel a difference after doing it enough. You'll start feeling a difference after you do your affirmations. The next thing I would say, I have more recommendations for ways to reprogram your subconscious mind. But I want to say the next thing would be definitely being mindful of what you're taking in as far as media. So for instance, if you're trying to bring in a healthy love or a healthy relationship, let's say you grew up in a household where that wasn't a thing, you want to surround yourself with media that supports that. I will give an example. Like, I was reading a lot of books over the summer, and I read a lot of books in general, but there's this author named Eric Jerome Dickey, and he had some books that it was called, I want to say Sister Sister, and like it wasn't a bad book, but I had to stop reading it because I just felt like that like cheating husband, or like the man who doesn't care about his wife, and the wife just trying to like overgive to get her husband to love her, and like all that relationship drama, that unhappy marriage, unhappy life kind of stuff, like those type of Medea like movies, like all that is programming your subconscious mind. That's why they call it television programming. It's right in your face, you know. So I knew that for me, I stopped reading. I don't really indulge too much in entertainment that promotes that sort of dynamic. And this is even, you know, the reality shows, this is the shade room, like you being exposed to this stuff constantly is all programming your subconscious. And I would say, like, if you're doing just as much work to program the good stuff, then you want to like be taking in, if you're going to take in any of that, I would say like try to limit it, you know, try to limit it, and just try to like enhance or like bump up, increase the amount of the reality that you actually want to come into fruition, that you're putting into your subconscious. I hope that makes sense. So yeah, that's another way of being intentional about programming, is just being mindful of what you take in and being intentional about what you take in. So trying to take in things that reinforce what you desire. So maybe watching romances where the love is healthy and balanced, or reading romantic books where it is more in alignment with what you're trying to bring into your reality. That is how you successfully reprogram. Another thing, I did create a meditation for assisting people in taking inventory on what's in their subconscious. And not only that, but also like beginning the process of implementing new things into their subconscious mind. And that is going to be over on my Patreon, so you can hit the link below if you would like access to that, if you like to view that. But yeah, that's it. That's the support I have for you. I'll also be dropping gems on my Instagram, Kayla the Holistic Muse, regarding this type of content, regarding how you can get your intuition to work for you versus against you, how you can make sure that what's in your subconscious mind is aligned with the reality that you desire, and just more spiritual, mental, holistic wellness topics. So we're talking about spiritual wellness, we're talking about physical wellness, and we're talking about mental wellness as well, mind, body, and spirit. And you can always come to my channel for that kind of, you know, holistic wellness advice. So keep tapping in with me. Thank you for viewing if you've gotten to the end of this video, and I will see you guys next time.